All right, so are you ready to go deep on this one? We're talking the future of SEO. And
The future of how websites are found online?
yeah, and I think you guys are going to be fascinated by this because it's a transcript called The Future of SEO with AI, Trends and Transformations from the SEO Trends podcast.
Right, and this stuff is all over the place right now. It can be pretty dense.
Yeah,
So we're going to break down the key insights for everybody.
absolutely. And what does this mean for you? Like, really?
Yeah, we want to give you some actionable takeaways,
Sure.
whether you're a tech expert or not.
Yeah, that's what we do here. So to start, it's interesting because AI is obviously a huge buzzword right now,
Yeah.
but we're really going back in time a little bit to this transcript because it starts talking about,
Good old days.
yeah, the good old days when SEO is all about keywords.
Right, yeah, just cramming as many keywords as you could onto your website.
Oh, yeah, the more the merrier.
More is better.
I remember those awkward sentences that were just like keyword lists,
Right.
but it sounds like those days are gone.
Go.
So what's happening now?
Well, now we're in the age of AI, and search engines like Google have evolved, right? They're using AI systems like RankBrain and BERT. These things are designed to understand the intent behind a search, not just to match keywords.
Okay, so give me an example because intent is kind of like a vague word.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So think about this. Let's say you're searching for winter boots.
Okay.
In the past, Google would just look for websites that mention those exact words, right? Winter boots.
Right, yeah.
But now with AI, it can actually understand the context of your search. Are you looking for stylish boots for a night out? Or
Right.
are you looking for like durable waterproof boots for a hiking trip?
Oh, interesting.
You see, the nuances.
Yeah.
AI is understanding those nuances.
So it's almost like AI is helping Google understand not just what we're searching for, but why we're searching for it.
That's a great way to put it.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah, so this is huge for you as a website owner or content creator because
right,
it means you can't just sprinkle keywords into your content anymore.
right.
You need to actually understand what your audience is looking for,
Hmm.
what are their underlying questions, what are the needs that they're trying to fulfill through their search, and then create content that truly addresses those needs.
Okay, so it's almost like instead of trying to outsmart Google,
Right.
we actually need to just be more helpful to our audience.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
But speaking of how people search, this transcript also mentions a huge surge in voice search.
Oh, yeah.
Siri, Alexa,
Everybody's talking to their devices.
everyone's talking to their devices, so how does that change things?
Well, when you use voice search, you're not just typing in a few keywords.
Right.
You're having a conversation,
Yeah.
you know? So instead of saying best Italian restaurant, you might ask your device, hey, Siri, find me a cozy Italian place with great pasta near downtown.
Okay, so it's longer,
Yeah.
more
And-
conversational.
see-
It's more like I'm talking to
It's natural.
a human.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do we optimize for that?
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, how do we optimize for all of that?
Yeah. So we need to write in a way that sounds natural, like we're talking to a friend.
Right.
And think about the questions that people are actually asking.
Right.
Answer those questions directly within your content.
Okay, so again,
Yeah.
it's not just about...
It's not just about sounding human.
Nope.
It's about thinking like a human, you know? What questions would you ask if you were in your customer's shoes? What information would be most helpful to them?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So I love that, thinking like a human.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets, I think, a little sci-fi.
Okay.
Because this transcript goes on to talk about AI actually creating content.
Yeah.
We're talking tools like GPT-4
Right.
that can generate text and even personalize it.
It can do all sorts of things.
Go on. So are the machines writing the websites now?
Well, it might sound that way, but it's becoming a reality. Yeah, AI isn't about replacing human creativity entirely. It's more about augmenting our abilities, making us more efficient.
Gotcha. So give me a real-world example of how this AI content creation could be used strategically.
Yeah, so let's say you have an article on your website about sustainable living.
Okay.
With AI, you could automatically create slightly different versions of that article tailored to different segments of your audience.
Whoa.
Maybe someone interested in eco-friendly fashion.
Right.
They get a version highlighting sustainable clothing brands.
Oh, wow.
While someone more interested in gardening sees a section on composting and organic practices.
So instead of creating one-size-fits-all content,
Right.
we can actually tailor the experience.
Personalize it.
Yeah, personalize it for each visitor.
Exactly.
That's powerful.
Yeah, but you know, it does raise some interesting questions. Like, if AI gets that good at tailoring content, How do we make sure that, we're not creating these echo chambers where people are only seeing information that they already agree with?
Oh, that's a great point.
Something to think about as we explore this.
Yeah, huge ethical considerations there.
Absolutely.
Definitely food for thought. But even with all this AI-generated content, there's still a huge amount of data being generated every day.
Oh, yeah, tons of data.
And the source material talks about AI being able to analyze massive data sets.
Yeah.
So what does that actually look like in practice?
So think of AI as like a super-powered data analyst that can sift through all this information and uncover hidden patterns and trends. It can tell you what keywords people are searching for, what topics are trending, and even predict future search behavior.
Wait, so we're not just reacting to trends anymore? We can anticipate them.
Exactly. That's a game changer.
Wow.
Imagine knowing what travel destinations are going to be hot next summer before everyone else is writing about them.
Right.
You can create content, optimize your website, and be ready to capture that traffic right out of the gate.
Wow. That's amazing. But with all this power comes responsibility, right? I mean, are there ethical considerations when we're talking about collecting and analyzing so much data?
Absolutely. Data privacy is paramount. And AI can actually help us ensure that we're in compliance with regulations like GDPR and CCPA.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
But I got to admit, it's a little daunting to think about keeping up with all these advancements.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It seems like every time we figure something out, the rules change.
The rules change. Yeah, I hear you. It is a lot.
Yeah.
But the good news is AI can actually help us stay ahead of the curve.
Really?
AI-powered tools can monitor changes in search algorithms in real time.
Oh, wow.
They analyze patterns, and they can even predict future updates.
So instead of like scrambling to decipher those cryptic announcements from Google,
Right.
we can actually anticipate what's coming.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
That's the power of AI.
Okay, so that's the power of AI, leveraging technology.
Messaging it.
But that's just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Because we still need to talk about how AI can improve user experience,
Personalized content.
optimize visual content,
Oh, yeah.
even personalize the way we interact with our audience.
It's incredible.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. We covered a lot in this first part.
A lot.
From AI-powered search engines to AI-driven content creation.
Just the beginning.
But there's so much more to explore.
Oh, yeah. We're just getting started.
So we'll be right back to dive even deeper into this fascinating world of AI and SEO.
Stay tuned.
Okay, welcome back. I don't know about you, but after that first segment, I'm starting to see AI a little bit less as this mysterious force and more
Right.
like,
Potential partner.
yeah, potential partner in this whole SEO game.
I like that mindset a lot. Yeah. It's a tool. And like any tool that can be used in different ways.
Right.
We were just starting to touch on how AI can personalize the user experience.
Yeah.
Which is huge. I mean, the source material actually goes even deeper into this. Even talking about how AI is changing the way that images and video are used in SEO.
And that's interesting because visual content is so huge now.
Yeah.
Are we still just tagging photos with keywords, or has that evolved too?
Well, it's gone way beyond basic tagging.
Well,
AI is now able to actually understand the content of images and videos.
right.
It can recognize objects, faces, even emotions. And in videos, it can analyze what's happening,
Wow.
transcribe the audio, and then connect all of that to the broader context.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So if I post like vacation photos,
Uh-huh.
Google might be able to see that those are from Rome,
Yeah,
even if I haven't tagged them or typed that anywhere.
exactly. So you can imagine the implications of that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It means we can make sure that our visual content is categorized and labeled correctly.
Right.
So it shows up in relevant searches.
Mm.
But it also raises questions about how all of this data is being used and interpreted.
Right. It's almost like we're giving these search engines a whole new level of perception.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild.
But let's bring it back down to earth for a minute.
Okay.
Because the source material also mentions AI's impact on local SEO,
Yeah.
which is essential for so many businesses.
Right. If I'm searching for a plumber, I want to find someone in my neighborhood,
Yeah,
not across the country.
exactly.
AI is taking local SEO to a whole new level by analyzing things like user location, search history, even time of day to deliver these hyper-relevant results.
Okay, so having my business listed in Google, My Business, is just the starting point.
It's just the beginning.
What else is AI doing to influence local search results?
Well, think about it this way. AI is connecting the dots between your online presence and the real-world behavior of potential customers.
Hmm.
It's not just about keywords anymore.
Right.
It's about understanding the intent and the context of searches within a specific geographic area.
So if someone searches for coffee shop at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday, AI might prioritize results that are close to their work address, assuming they're on their way to the office.
Exactly. AI is helping search engines become much more intuitive and predictive,
Wow.
which ultimately benefits both businesses and users.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But let's kind of shift gears a little bit and talk about the human side of all of this, because this source material mentions semantic search and natural language processing,
Right.
which those are pretty technical terms.
They are, but essentially it boils down to this. AI is getting much better at understanding the meaning behind our searches, not just the individual words.
So it's less about keyword matching and more about, like, grasping the true intent,
Yeah,
the context of our queries.
exactly, yeah. Think about how we actually talk to each other. We
Right.
use slang, idioms, we imply things without saying them directly.
Mhm.
AI is starting to pick up on those nuances.
So if I search for best places to watch the sunset,
Okay.
Google might also show me results for rooftop bars or scenic hiking trails, even if those words aren't in my original search.
Yeah, exactly. AI can connect those dots.
Wow, okay, this is blowing my mind.
It's pretty wild.
But it sounds like it puts even more emphasis on creating content that's natural and conversational and answers the questions people are actually asking.
Absolutely.
Right, for humans first, search engine second.
And with AI, those two things are becoming increasingly aligned.
That's encouraging.
It is.
But let's be realistic, there are always going to be people trying to game the system.
Oh, yeah.
What about black hat SEO tactics and, those who try to manipulate search results for their own gain?
That's a valid concern, but here's where AI can actually be a really powerful force for good.
Okay.
It's being used to identify and combat fraudulent activities,
Oh, wow.
detect and prevent spam, and even safeguard websites from hackers.
So it's not just about optimizing for search engines, it's about protecting ourselves
Yeah,
from malicious actors as well.
exactly. AI is becoming an essential part of online security,
Okay.
ensuring a level playing field for everyone.
That's reassuring.
Yeah.
But speaking of rules, it feels like Google's algorithms are constantly changing.
Right.
How can we possibly keep up?
I hear you. It can feel like a moving target, but that's where AI can actually help us stay ahead of the game.
Okay.
There are AI-powered tools that monitor these algorithm updates in real time.
Wow.
They analyze patterns. They can even predict future changes.
So instead of scrambling to decipher those cryptic announcements from Google,
Right.
we can actually anticipate what's coming.
Precisely.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, imagine getting a heads up that Google's about to prioritize a certain type of content or user experience signal.
Right.
You can adjust your strategies in advance and maintain your rankings even as the landscape shifts.
That would be a game changer.
Yeah.
But how do we actually, put all of this AI-powered data analysis into practice? It all sounds very high level.
Well, one of the most powerful applications is something called content gap analysis.
Okay.
Basically, AI can help you identify opportunities to create new content that's both relevant and in demand. It does this by analyzing competitor content, search trends, and user behavior to pinpoint topics that are underserved or have the potential to attract a large audience.
So instead of just guessing what people want to read or watch,
Right.
we can let the data guide us.
Exactly. It's about using AI to uncover these hidden niches, identify emerging trends, create content that truly resonates with your target audience.
It's starting to sound like AI is less of a threat and more like a valuable partner in this whole content creation process.
I think so too. Yeah, it's giving us insights and opportunities that we wouldn't have otherwise.
Absolutely. And speaking of being better marketers, this source material also highlighted AI's role in ensuring data privacy compliance,
Right.
which is crucial in today's digital world.
It is. With regulations like GDPR and CCPA, businesses need to be really careful about how they collect, store, and use user data.
Yeah.
AI can help us navigate this complex world by monitoring and managing data usage, ensuring compliance, and even promoting transparency with our audience.
So it's amazing to see how AI can help us build more ethical and sustainable digital marketing strategies. But with all these incredible advancements, it's hard not to wonder what's next. What will the SEO landscape look like in 5 or 10 years?
Right. I mean, it's a question that really sparks the imagination. The pace of innovation in AI is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of tools and technologies will emerge in the coming years? It's exciting and a little daunting.
It is exciting and daunting.
Yeah.
But it seems like the key takeaway here is that the future of SEO is all about embracing change, experimenting with new tools, and never stopping learning.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Well, we're going to be back in just a minute with some final thoughts on this amazing topic.
Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. We are in the home stretch now of our deep dive into the future of SEO.
Yeah, this is it, the final countdown.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has. I mean, we've covered so much ground,
Yeah.
from AI deciphering our search intent to predicting what's going to be trending next year. The implications for SEO are huge.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it all. What would you say is like the biggest shift happening right now?
I think for me, it's the emphasis on authenticity.
Oh,
Like, AI is really forcing us to create content that's genuinely valuable and engaging for humans.
not just like
Oh,
playing this keyword stuffing game.
no more tricks.
No more tricks.
It's about real value.
Yeah, it's like AI is pushing us to become better marketers, not just clever manipulators of algorithms.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, as AI gets better at understanding natural language and intent, the websites that will naturally rise to the top are the ones that are truly helpful and informative.
And prioritize user experience.
Of course.
So it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
The more we focus on what's best for our audience, the more we're rewarded.
The more we're rewarded by these AI-powered search engines.
Exactly. And that shift is actually really exciting
It is.
because SEO is becoming less about these tricks and tactics and more about building genuine value.
It's a win-win for everyone involved.
It really is.
Yeah.
But let's not sugarcoat things because this transition to an AI-driven SEO world does present some, I think, serious challenges as well.
It does, yeah.
What are some of those?
Well, one of the biggest is just keeping up.
Yeah.
AI innovation is moving at warp speed. New tools and technologies are emerging all the time.
It can be a little overwhelming.
It is, especially for those of us who aren't like tech wizards.
Right. Exactly.
But I think the key is to just approach AI with curiosity and a willingness to experiment.
Okay.
We don't all have to become data scientists overnight.
Right.
But we do need to be open to learning new things and adapting our strategies.
So embracing that growth mindset.
Yes.
Seeing AI as a tool, not a replacement.
Exactly. A tool that can make us more effective.
I like that. Okay, but let's get philosophical for a minute.
Okay.
Because this source material kind of hints at some, like, mind-blowing possibilities down the line.
It does, yeah.
But if AI can already do so much, where does that leave us? Where does that leave human SEO experts in the future?
Yeah, are we going to be out of a job?
Yeah, will we even be needed?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's something that a lot of people are debating.
Yeah.
And while AI will undoubtedly continue to automate a lot of the tasks that we do,
Right.
I believe that human creativity and intuition and strategic thinking, those things will always be essential.
You know what? I'm inclined to agree with that because AI can give us the data and the insights, but it's still up to us to interpret those insights,
Yeah.
make strategic decisions,
Right.
craft compelling narratives
That's with people.
that connect with our audience on an emotional level.
Yeah. It's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans and machines working together.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, each playing to their strength.
That's a much more optimistic way to look at it.
I think so, too.
And I have to say, after doing this deep dive, I feel, actually, a renewed sense of excitement about the future of digital marketing.
Me too. AI is here to stay, and I think the folks who embrace its potential are going to be the ones who thrive.
So as we wrap up, what's the one key takeaway you want to leave our listener with?
Embrace the power of AI, but don't lose sight of the human element. Stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to experiment.
The future is in our hands.
It is.
I love it. And for you listening, we hope this deep dive has sparked some new ideas for you.
Absolutely.
And maybe even a little healthy anxiety about what's to come.
Just a little bit, because that can be channeled into incredible progress.
That's what we're all about here.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us, and keep diving deep.
Diving deep.
Until next time, happy optimizing.